Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. Why Rom's teachings work. Yeah, I'm gonna say it just like that though. Why Rom's teachings work. Because look, because you know, I don't really brag on what I'm saying up here. Because, well, to me it should be self-evident. But, you know, I always, you know, you get these people and stuff. Hey. Yeah. Damn, she fine as shit. Anyway. I know what she pushing now, too. Anyway, why Rom's teachers work. Look, because, look, here's the thing. Got slightly distracted, but she fine as shit. You know, because I know a lot of people, you get some people, I've seen some comments about Rom, and, you know, and a lot of people don't get what I'm saying or think, oh, yeah, that don't work. Of course, these some lame-ass dudes who be thinking that shit, right? These some lame-ass dudes be thinking that shit. But my shit work because it's based on real life. It works because it's based on not just even so much me. Let me be clear about it. Yeah, I got my stuff that work for me, but that's me. And I said, okay, I got to find some stuff that actually somebody else can adopt. So what I've done is just really just look at dudes I've known since childhood and how they were rolling, how they were carrying themselves. You know, players, you know, starting out in Southeast DC, guys who just had different women they can go around to their houses, get theirs and leave. Street players, some corporate players, all of that stuff, right? And that's just starting there. That's just starting there because throughout life, okay, got to see like in elementary school, middle school, high school, who was getting pussy and who wasn't, what they were doing, what was the commonalities, what was the things working for them. Now, there was some commonalities, of course. But then there was some stuff, each had their individual thing. So I just take it in and say, okay, that's his style, that's how he do it and everything. And then college, and then at the graduate level, and then out in the work world. That's where you really see some stuff. When you're out in the work world, you see a lot. Just in the neighborhoods, everything. And then on top of that, you're dealing with women in the real world. And that's just on the vanilla side of the things. That's just on the surface side of things, what you've seen. Because I learned a whole lot, got to observe a whole lot from sex workers. Now, on the male side, I've known some actual gigolos. I've known some actually, had a cousin who was a gigolo. I saw how he was rolling. And I had another cousin. He had a woman who was trying to get a green card, and she paid for everything and stuff. But as he said, you know, he went up in her and she lost her mind. And stuff. I seen that. I seen all types of game and stuff. And then on the woman's side, I've actually known some women who they could cheat on their husbands with a pro, like pros and stuff. And you learn some game with them. What I learned from women though was how to avoid the shit that they do. And some of them would just tell me, they say, look, Ron, you're a good guy, man. We don't want you to get played. So when a woman do this, this is what you need to look out for and stuff. You know, and this is how we really be checking for men and everything. So it's like you get to see both sides of the equation. Yeah. Indeed, like both my grandfathers had kids outside of their marriages and stuff. And then my uncle, he was a cop, like Billy D. Like, think about Billy D. Williams behaving like Alonzo Harris from Training Day. That's my uncle. Oh man, that's my uncle. You know, say my step grandfather, his mouthpiece was killer. I never seen a motherfucker just talk his way in and out of shit the way he could. But that's what I did. This is in the real world and stuff. And I see it to this day. I see it with some young people. I get some young guys hit me up. They be in like their late teens and 20s. And they don't even be hitting me up just for, they don't be hitting me up just for to know how to get women. It's normally how to manage women, because they be like, oh yeah, I get plenty of women. I need to know how to manage them, Uncle Ron. Oh, and that's one. Let me go on that, because every now and then you get somebody like, well, you're older, Ron. You don't know what's going on out here. Well, I just said I got guys who in their late teens, early 20s hitting me up consistently. And somebody hit me up today on IG and setting up a consultation. And then remember, I got teenage sons. So that's really getting young. Shit. I get one son, he be walking along, pretty ass girls be saying hi to him, because he's introverted and shy. So they be saying hi to him. They be coming at him and stuff. And he don't even be trying to be, I don't even think he got a concept of drip. I don't know, get that from his mama's people. But the youngest son, though, he got a strong concept of drip. When he wants to. He goes in and out. When he need to, he got it. When he don't need to, he can dress like anybody else. His phone be blowing up all the time. I be like, dude, turn that thing down, son. I be trying to do something chill, like beep, beep, beep. I was like, damn. So I know what's going on out here. And I'm going to tell you the thing I've noticed, and this is starting from the old heads I learned from, some of whom want some serious pimping. Like, I've known some, like, real true-to-the-game pimps. Ain't like it is in Hollywood, but I know how they were rolling. Some gigolo type said, and shit, just family members. Just family members. But, you know, I try to go outside the family members some, because then, you know, it gets into that genetic argument. So I try to look at different people, cross the races and stuff. Seriously, I've known guys of all races who just had some thorough game. Most thorough game I ever seen on a guy was this Hispanic dude. Called his ass Rico Suave. I told the story about him. I'm going to keep telling the story about him. That's one dude I hope he see me on YouTube and reach out to me and say, yeah, man, I remember getting the book. Because that dude had charisma. That dude had it all. Now, he wasn't no Chad. He was more like Enrique. Then he had charisma, because I was doing a book signing at this mall kiosk. And when he came on the scene, it was like you heard the music and saw the spotlight. I was like, what the fuck? Seriously, it's like, no, I ain't joking neither. It's like you heard, it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck? He came, he had an entourage. And that dude was thorough, had a thorough ass haircut. I mean, his drip was on 1,000. He had a thorough ass haircut, you know. Had a nice shirt on, had some slacks, some Italian joint shoes. He came up, saw my book, looked at the back, and he saw the part where I said, are you a player who can get every woman except the one you want? And he looked at it, he said, this is who I am. It's like, man. Oh, man. He had his boys there. Well, that dude was just thorough. That dude's charisma was like off the chains. So, but it was dudes like that I've known all my life. You know, dudes on the job, men who were like on the top of the office fuck file. Shout out cousin Tito. So I just pulled all that stuff together. That's why my shit worked. Cause see, here's the second thing. I get constant testimony. I got babies being born out there based on what I'm saying. My shit's saving marriages. Some dudes did what I said, and they'll be in the comments. They'll say, yeah, I started hitting the weights. I noticed the women on it. And I'm going to tell you what, with the body game, that's just the beginning. I don't get deeper. I really don't get to the deeper level. I just give y'all that much online. I don't really give the deeper stuff. And then really to get the deeper stuff, you just got to be around me. And there's some people who they've actually been around me, just how I interact with women. Just period. Because that's really the secret. In fact, I think I'm going to do a video, on-demand video, just call it Rom style. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Anytime you can't get out of a gym because all these women like want to have a conversation with you, it's like, oh, okay. And it's amazing, some dudes, well, I think some dudes pick up what I do, but just don't want to admit it to themselves. Yeah, a little bit, I think it's some racism. I'm just going to be real with you. Because I seem to notice a lot of my detractors seem to be white. I'm just saying. You know? But the shit works. It works in the real world. It's the real thing. Because here's the thing with it. And I would say this. Like, if somebody really don't think my shit work or think it's some shit, all right, you find a professional sex worker. Find a professional sex worker, male or female. Find a gigolo, find a male exotic dancer, present all my shit to them, and then ask them, how legit am I? Just ask them. Present any of my videos, because people have actually done that. I'm gonna tell you what, some people have actually, they actually told me, they said, yeah, they sold my stuff, but they weren't sure, but they knew some actual players, some real players, guys they knew to get some pussy. They show it to them, and they say, oh yeah, he right. He right. I've yet to have somebody say, well, you know what, I know an actual player, he's seen your stuff. And I ain't talking about dudes online, because look, I'm going to just throw this out there. A lot of dudes online be lying their ass off. Be taking pictures with some sex workers or something and trying to act like that's a receipt. Oh, dude, I was raised up by sex workers, man, so I know them if I spot them. It's easy. I was raised up. Had a lot of unofficial mommies and big sisters. Yeah. That was the thing about my early life. Child support, child protection services had to come in for a reason. So, you know, learned a lot from them. So I can look at a woman and tell what's up. I can take one look at her. I can take one look at her. Only ones who could fool me are the ones who, like, confidently undercover. But those, I gotta be around them. I gotta be around them. If I talk with them, if I'm around them long enough, I'm already picking up their game, and, you know, as long as I'm getting my dick sucked or something, I might just play along with them. But yeah, I'm just be saying some real shit. That's why I be showing my face. I don't be hiding behind anything, any bullshit. You know? And I deal with real women too. Because that's another thing. Guys out here be wanting these hoes. Let's just be real. Be wanting these hoes and these IG women and stuff. Cultivated prostitutes. I deal with real women. Because I'm going to tell you what. You deal with a real life woman, just realistic woman. And I got a podcast coming this week talking about it. She put that click clink on you. You know what I mean? That's your bottom line, eh? Don't you want that feel good? You want that click clink? Or you want shit, you want her on her knees? And they be doing some stuff. They be doing some stuff. And some real life shit, not some fake shit. See, a lot of dudes be on some fake shit, and then some other dudes thinking it's on some fake shit. You're in the real world out in this motherfucker. And that's what I tell people. Because you got to be realistic out here. I mean, yeah, you can have that fantasy of dealing with certain type of women and certain stuff. But the reality is you got to work for it. You know, you working on some minimum wage job talking about you want this top-notch woman. It don't work that way unless your ass is sexy. You got a chance then, but even then, your ass needs to, like, be in your top shape and look a certain way. Because even with some of that black pill stuff, I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all knows I don't really say anything about it. I got some just minor, very, very minor disagreements with it, but it's minor. And my thing is, they just, and really, I'll tell you the disagreement when it's an insistence upon the square jaw. Men have different types of jaws, and women like different shit. I mean, dude, and some women even like ugly, too. And I'll tell you why they do that, too. Sometimes the women, they just want that D, so that dude, and this some real game, because I've said that a couple times, and people say, oh, no, it's wrong, it's wrong. Well, if that dude slightly ugly, but he got 10 inches, what do you think a woman concerned with? She, you know, yeah, yeah, part of what turns them on is if that guy can produce a nice child, but sometimes they just want some dick. You know, sometimes they just want some dick. And, you know, you get a woman, she just make sure she's strict with that birth control and stuff. She just want that dude who know how to fuck. And then it's that dude who can fuck her, but she ain't gonna get pressed about it. So that's why they'll deal with certain types of men. You know, it's the butterface thing. There's a lot of dudes who'll fuck a fine, killer body woman who got a, you know, so-so face. But all they want to do is bust their nut. Women the same way. Sometimes women want that guy like that who gonna tear him up and shit. You know? They ain't trying to, you know. Yeah, there's a deep primal thing for a baby, but every woman ain't always looking for a baby. And there's about 30 forms of birth control they'll use. So that's some game right there. So even when I talk about stuff like that, people got to look at the whole picture. See, I'm going to tell you something now. Here's the biggest problem I see. A lot of guys talk about that social side. oh yeah, being out with the woman. That's the social side. There's plenty of women who will go out with a man. They'll go on a date with him. They even hold his hand and everything. And then when you drop them off at their house, they might give you a little peck on your lip. They'll just, it ain't even a bad situation. They'll just send that text to a guy and be like, what you doing? WYD thing. That's game too. There's a lot of women, and I tell you from that perspective, because ultimately you want to be in that position where when that woman get horny, you know, or she want to have sex, even if you marrying her, she looking at you as the top sexual thing. Because I'm going to tell you what out here, a lot of people really don't talk about it. That sex thing is everything. I be listening. Like I said, I know a lot of women. They tell me straight up. I've had several women tell me straight up recently. All my life, but I'm saying even recently. Like they'll meet a guy, he got money, he do all this good stuff, but he ain't rocking that world in the bedroom. Like they'll pretend like he rocking the world, keep that money flowing. But then, you know, either they'll go get that dildo or they'll find that young roughneck or that young guy who, you know, he might be blue collar. He might not even have a job. Shit, might not be of age. But the motherfucker can run up in them and run up in them well. And that's part of the game too. See, I just tell the real shit out here. A lot of people don't want to deal with it just because they want to be on some fantasy shit. I don't have time for it. I've had too many guns in my face. I don't have time for it. Been through some fucked up situations. I don't have time for it. We got to deal with the reality out this shit. You know? There's some people been killed because they fuck with the wrong women. Some guys been killed. You know? Or they ain't satisfied, or I don't even want to get into paternity fraud. That's happening. And then you got some guys out here on that bull. They part of that bull thing. They cuckolded. All of that shit. So, yeah, but I'm just telling the real out here. I'm just telling the real. The people who listen to it and apply it, they finding this shit getting a whole lot better. They get in a position of power. So, I just needed to share that. I needed to share that. And people say, oh, well, Ron, we know. Everybody don't know. Everybody don't know. And remember something about Ron. I know I seem real cool and all of that, but I got a ruthless, vicious ass side of me too. People find that out. And I'm actually nicer online. Because this bit, you know what, I'll leave it with this. I remember in brother down in Atlanta, I can't get into why I was there for, but when I was there, we were hanging out in some of Atlanta's worst neighborhoods, and he said, damn, Ron, you be fooling them online. You seem all intellectual and stuff, but this is his term. He said, Ron, you're a real street nigga. I said, damn. Oh, well. Because I was in probably the worst part, man. It was like some low-level pimps and prostitutes hanging around. This was a grimy-ass area, and I was he saw I was just chilling, like, I was just like totally relaxed and stuff. But that's the real. That's the real. And it's not glorifying that or anything, but at the end of the day, you got to be out here in the real world. Even if you're in a pristine environment, there's still a lot of shit going on that you're not seeing. And you got to have a certain edge to you. So anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.